don't think I've ever met a teen that wasn't phenomenal to me. I am so excited to hear these young people's stories. I'm so excited for the folks here in Ventura County to kind of hear their stories. I think that they're going to be so powerful.
I'm very excited. We're going to learn some new stuff, and we're pumped for that.
Yeah. So we're open and ready. Positive.
I know teens for me is something that is harder for me to engage with, so I really would love to hear what they have to say and what they need from social workers, not what we think we need from them.
It's really good to have everybody get together and try to come up with ways to recruit families for our youth.
Michael really is someone who lives their passion. He has traveled over 200,000 miles last year speaking to youth, to families, child welfare professionals throughout the United States and internationally. His smile is his logo, his personality is his business card, and the way he makes you feel is his trademark. Please welcome Michael Sanders.
There's three types of people in the world. There are future teenagers, those of us who wish we were teenagers once again. Even though I've spent 30 years working solely with that particular population, I still don't consider myself an expert on them, even though my bio does suggest it. I really just kind of consider myself a really, really big fan of teenagers. Raise your hand if you like teenagers. We are going to add value to the work that you do, and that we're going to bring the community in to help us to do this work a little bit better. You guys ready to go with me on this ride? What does family mean to you?
Ohana. Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind or forgotten.
I think family is very important, and I don't think it has to be biological, and I don't think it has to be blood related. It's anyone that's there for you and accepts you as you are.
Guidance, love, being there on your hardest moments and encouraging you.
What are some of the things that you think the system did well?
Whether it was a teacher or a counselor or a staff or anyone, when I moved placements, they were very good about allowing me to keep contact with those people. So it kind of gave me a sense of security.
I've always said if placement moves me out of county, I will find a way back. I will leave, I'll buy a train ticket, I'll walk, I'll do whatever. And that's what they did. They kept me.
What are some things that we didn't get right that we probably should do better?
Communication. Okay. Always keep the youth informed of what's going on in their case, I would say. Because there's a lot that we don't know, but the social workers know.
I think that consistency and communication are really big things, because, we're strangers, and you're supposed to take over this role of a parental figure, and that's someone as a adolescent, as a youth, that you need, it's really hard to raise yourself, because you have to learn as you go, So I think that consistency and communication, those are really, really, really big things.
How does that impact you not being able to grow up with them or live with them?
Extremely hard, because I'm very family oriented, and as an oldest, I was a mother to them, so not being with them is what really hurt me emotionally. Just seeing if they were there, if they eaten, if they showered, if they did their homework, I think that's what hurt me most, not being able to talk to them. So I think just being with my siblings would have helped me much more emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, that's beautiful. At the end of the day, these are children, and every single child needs love. And if you don't hear anything else I say, hear this. Love can never be replaced by medication or therapy. Love can never be replaced by whatever service array that you have. That at the end of the day, every single one of our children needs what your children needed, what you need, which is simply love. And so a part of it is that we have to start talking about love, and not being able to, and being able to say that we need people who have the capacity to love or learn to love young people, okay? Because it doesn't matter how much therapy or how much medication you give, that will never fix the empty space that is there when young people leave their families and believe nobody loves them, okay? And somebody actually need to be able to feel confident enough to say that I love you. You probably don't hear this much, but I actually love you.
Love the people you're not meant to love. Loving someone that you're not meant to love makes all the difference in the world.
She changed everything about our lives. She taught me to love better. She taught me to love deeper. She taught me what it is to give yourself away to someone and have that be the best journey of your life. Because we want to hold on to ourselves. We want to hold on to what we do and our perceptions. But when you give yourself away, it is incredible. She is, I kid you not, the best gift I've ever received since starting this journey 9 years ago. And I'm not articulate, but I can't even put it into words. She is the embodiment of love and joy, and everything that I think I was lacking or missing, she filled up. And some of the things that she was lacking and missing, I think I filled up in her. And I think that's what connection is about. And we're really trying to connect resource families to teens, connect human being to human being.
Michael was awesome. He brings a lot of attention that's much needed to our older youth that are looking for placements, and not only a placement, but a family. And the families that they are being placed with, and for them to be willing to have a relationship with the biological families. That really drove home the point that we're really focusing on partnering with our bio families along with the resource families.
They were so brave. I can't imagine that going up there was at all easy to kind of relive the questions, relive the trauma, relive, their situations, and to have them come up there and advocate for themselves and to tell their story, was really inspiring, how brave they were. It was good to hear their story and hear it from their perspective.
I saw a herd of elephants that were running across this field. And I noticed that once these elephants came to this river, they all stopped. What are they gonna do? And so what I did was I watched them cross that river one elephant at a time. The trunk of the elephant wrapped around the tail of the elephant in front of them, and they all crossed the river, and they started to run again across the field, and then the camera panned back to the other side of the river, and then there was one elephant that was left on the other side of the river that did not cross. Now, it wasn't like a baby elephant, and it wasn't like a adult elephant. It looked like it had to be like a teenage elephant to me. And so all of a sudden this teenage elephant began to make this sound to the point where the other elephants that were way off in the distance began to hear. And so you saw a lot of dust as they began to kind of come to a halt. And they looked back and they saw one elephant on the other side of the river, and every single one of those elephants came up to the bank of the river. What I can tell you what they didn't do, they didn't float a zero tolerance policy across that river. They didn't say, I'm gonna count to 3. And if you don't, what they didn't do, they didn't call the police or the probation officer on that one teenage elephant. They didn't give them therapy or medication. What every single one of those elephants did, just like they first crossed the river, they crossed it again with the trunk of the elephant, with the, wrapped around the tail of the elephant in front of them, and all of them crossed the river simultaneously, and they gathered around that one elephant that couldn't or that wouldn't enter into that river for whatever reason. And then they put that elephant in the middle of them, and every single one of them crossed and ran off. Now, it was interesting because as I watched that, laying in my hotel room, I got really, really inspired because I noticed that there were 3 things that those elephants knew that if we as human beings could grasp, particularly those of us who are in this field, we would be unstoppable. The first thing is that they recognized that it wasn't the service array or the therapy or the medication, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that those things are not valuable and that they should not be used in our system. But what they realize is that they realize what a lot of people don't realize is that it takes a community to raise a child. The second thing that I noticed that they did is that they listened to the voice of that young elephant. That first of all, they heard his cry and they came to his rescue. And when they got around him, what I imagine is that that young elephant probably did more talking and those larger elephants did more listening. And like Kiana encouraged us, they didn't just listen with their ears. Even though they got some really, really big ears, they had to listen too with their hearts. Because the third thing that they did is that they had to recognize that at one point they were a young elephant and didn't know exactly which way to go or how to do it. And so they recognized that as a teenager, you know, things are a little bit difficult. So one of the things that we have to do, I think, as adults is that, you know, in order to connect with young people, is that we have to recognize that we were young at one point ourselves.
When you show other people love, they start coming to you. They start coming to love other people as well. And it's just like this chain reaction. When you decide to first love and first be kind and first show people that they're worth loving, it's so amazing.
I know a lot of our teenagers aren't going to say thank you to you because of the hard work that you do, for the hours that you stay up late, for the reports that you write. Many of them probably will never say thank you. So on behalf of every teenager that you will have ever worked with or will ever work with in this county, on behalf of every foster parent that you have ever worked with or will ever work with in this county, on behalf of every birth family that you have ever worked with in this county or will ever work with, I want to say on their behalf, thank you. Thank you, guys.
I thought it was a really, really insightful presentation today.
I think Michael was great. I would love to see him back again. I think that he's doing a great job spreading the word across the country, outside of the country.
He had a way of kind of grabbing our attention and really having us hear the story, like not just with our ears, you know, having us hear it with our hearts and really feeling it. And so he had a great way of doing that, of telling us the story.